Hello, welcome back to Malchava Cuisine. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you on how to cook spinach made with okra, prawns and dried fish alongside with some lovely grilled fish. Enjoy! The ingredients for the spinach is as follows: garden eggs, also known as African aubergines, okra, dried fish, 1 onion, 3 garlic cloves and Scotch bonnet. And of course, the key ingredient, which is spinach. I use 2 sachets of baby leaf spinach. For this recipe, you can also use as an alternative frozen spinach or fresh spinach, which is usually available at fruit and veg markets. For this recipe, I prefer to include large prawns and dried crayfish. It adds an extra smoky flavor to the spinach. Now, this fish is called captain fish. In French, it is called poisson capitaine. As you can see, the fish is already washed and clean. I have already placed some incisions along the fish. This is to ensure that the fish gets all the flavor from the marinade. Marinate the fish, I'm using a basting brush. This is to ensure that the marinade spreads out evenly, or you can use your hands as long as they are clean. I'm wearing gloves because I have nails on. For the marinade, I use the following: tomato puree, onions, garlic and ginger, fresh thyme, Scotch bonnet, and for my flavorings, I use Maggi Cube and garlic powder. Blended these ingredients in my food processor. If you have any marinade left over, you can also use this to marinate your meats. Allow the fish to be marinated either 24 hours prior to cooking or up to 2 hours prior to cooking. Ensure that the marinade is also evenly spread on the inside of the fish. In the description box below, I will include all the list of ingredients that I use to marinate the fish and of course for the spinach.
I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. Now I'm breathing.
It is very important to ensure that the spinach is thoroughly clean. I prefer to clean the spinach in a sieve under a cold tap, running my fingers through it just to ensure that the spinach is clean. In my pot, I have boiled 4 cups of water. Whilst boiling, I added bicarbonate soda. I prefer this method to pre-cook my spinach and to ensure it retains its colour and doesn't discolour whilst cooking. I then added the washed spinach and allowed this to simmer for 8 minutes. Shortly afterwards, I drained the spinach and set it aside for the next step. Now to make the sauce, in my hot pot, I added approximately a tablespoon of olive oil. Followed by 1 chopped onion and 3 garlic cloves. Allow this to cook for 2 minutes. I then added the prawns and allowed this to cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Now that the prawns have slightly cooked, I proceeded to add the chopped okra. Now for the flavorings, I added 2 Maggi Cubes, followed by 2 teaspoons of vegetable seasoning and a generous amount of garlic powder. Mix this all well together.
I've been
After the seasonings, I proceeded to add the dried fish and also the dried crayfish. These ingredients will produce a nice smoky taste in the spinach.
I've been waiting for you. Now I'm praying for.
Then added the spinach and mixed it well so that it gets all of the flavour from the dried fish, crayfish, prawns and seasonings. Once well combined, I added the chopped garden eggs, also known as the African aubergine, followed by 2 cups of water. The aubergine will soften while simmering with the spinach. And this is a favourite step that I love doing whilst making my spinach, is just adding in the aubergine. It's just got this lovely musty taste to it, especially when it comes to spinach. And you can also add in this aubergine as well whilst cooking your bundu. It's an amazing ingredient or vegetable. Of course, I did not forget to add in my Scotch bonnet. I love chili, so I needed to add that into the spinach. I'll allow this to simmer to cook, let's just say for a good 10 to 15 minutes on a medium to low heat. Allow this to cook and it's all done. And of course, I cooked my fish within my grill, and I also basted it with the extra marinade to ensure that it was cooked thoroughly, and I grilled it for 20 minutes. And here we have it, guys, the finished product. We have here the grilled fish. I garnished this with some lemon and some parsley and of course some onions. I had to fry some plantain as well to have it to the side. You can't have fish without any plantain. And I also had some kwanga, also known as cassava dough as well. It was just amazing. And of course the spinach as well was just delicious. I'm not just saying this because I cooked it, it's just amazing. It was just perfect. Here we have the spinach is nicely done. You can see the aubergine is softened, the prawns, the dried fish, the crayfish is all nicely combined. Guys, you must try this recipe. Please give me your feedback and let me know how you found the cooking process, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video.